Watch the Mega Millions drawing live tonight here on TV 23. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV 23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hello, everybody. You know what? It is Tuesday, October 4th, 2016. Welcome to High Plains Today, right here on TV 23. On today's show, I'll be joined by Michael Stewart. He is the Executive Director of the Santa Fe Trail Council of the Boy Scouts of America. They got a couple of neat things that we're going to be talking about today. In the meantime, let's take a look at happenings. Well, 35-year-old Jeffrey Rigdon, who had been charged with first-degree murder and testified against Michael Eugene George Jr., who last week was found guilty of first-degree murder in the April 2015 shooting death of 21-year-old Carlton Wachter, formally entered into a plea agreement with the Finney County Attorney's Office yesterday. Now, Rigdon identified George as Wachter's killer during George's trial last week. He agreed to plead guilty to the conspiracy to commit distribution or possession of methamphetamine charge, which carries a potential sentence of 42 to 144 months and a possible fine up to $500,000 in exchange for testimony he gave against George. The other charges he was charged with were dismissed. And the Guymon Police Department and the Texas County Sheriff's Department responded to a call on Sunday evening, resulting in the arrest of a man and a woman after service of a warrant. Just before 8 p.m. Sunday, officers went to a residence to serve an arrest warrant for 30-year-old Roman L. Dennett. Officers initially made contact with 31-year-old Kelly Hill and asked her if Dennett was at the residence. She advised officers that he was at the home, but soon located him hiding in the attic. Officers observed 3 juveniles at the home. They also observed a glass bong, a scale with residue, cash, 1 gram of methamphetamine inside the residence. Dennett and Hill were arrested for distribution of a controlled dangerous substance, child endangerment, and manufacture of a controlled dangerous substance. And the Ellis County Attorney Thomas Dries announced last week that an officer-involved shooting that killed a man with autism was justified. A Salina attorney who represents the man's family said they may pursue a law in his name that would alert law enforcement to people with mental or physical issues that could impact their behavior. Now, the concept would be to give people the option to indicate on their vehicle registration information of any mental or physical conditions or health concerns that might cause erratic behavior. When an officer calls in a license plate, a dispatcher could give that information. Attorney Ken Wasserman, who represents John and Nancy Weber, parents of Joey Weber, who was fatally shot in the chest August 18, said no decision has been made about whether civil litigation will be pursued. And Kansas faces more than $60 million shortfall after the state missed revenue estimates for September, and legislative leaders want the governor to act swiftly to address the issue. Tax revenue was $44.7 million below expectations for the month, a miss of 7.9%. The state has missed tax revenue estimates by $67.7 million over the first 3 months of the current fiscal year. Tax collections fell short of expectations 31 of the 44 months since the first income tax reductions took effect back in January of 2013. And AAA Kansas said in a release that Kansas is currently number 8 in cheapest average gas prices in the nation. According to the AAA, 285 of the locations in the state, 61 are offering regular unleaded gas for less than $2 a gallon. AAA Kansas believes gas prices will continue to fall in Kansas and nationally as the recent pipeline leak has been fixed and the annual hurricane season is winding down and most plants have begun to produce winter blend petroleum. All right, don't forget, coming up yet this week, we've got another 30-ounce Rambler to give away. All you got to do is send us an email at cup@kdgltv.com, or you can do it the old-fashioned way, postcard TV23 KDGL, P.O. Box 447, Sublette, America 67877. Make sure you put your name and your address on the entry. Be drawn for one of these coming up on Thursday. All right, we got a little bit of wind out there again today. It's from the other direction. It's going to be cooling off towards the end of the week. Be back with the forecast after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV 23 with host Chris Jewell. TV 23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
Never miss your favorite TV shows again. With TiVo from Pioneer Communications, you can record up to 6 shows at once and then watch them in any room of the house. It's out-of-this-world TV entertainment, and it's only from Pioneer Communications. Your community connected.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
And welcome back. All right, now, yesterday, wind was blowing this way. Today, it's blowing that way. So, not as hard, but half the stuff that went up yesterday is coming back. Right now, the temperature 71 degrees, relative humidity 26%. Winds are only 20 miles an hour. They did get up to the 30s and 40s yesterday. Barometric pressure on the rise. All right, as we look at the current temps around the region, look at that. Everybody in the 70s. Well, you got Lamar at 64 and Hayes at 68, but they're moving on up. Not going to be as warm as it was yesterday. Right now, current dew points around the area, a little bit higher over in Pratt and Medicine Lodge. They had some good showers through the central part of the state earlier this morning, so not so much for us out here. Taking a look at the winds out there. Now look at this. Garden City already north-northeast at 31. Now there is a front that's kind of hanging right here, slow moving across the state of Kansas. That's going to change a bunch of stuff coming up for the next few days. Looking at our highs and lows as recorded at the Garden City Regional Airport. We did get to 90 yesterday, 96 back in 1967, the overnight low yesterday morning, 60, 29 back in 09. Wow. No new precipitation in the bucket. All right, today, here we go, 77 for the high. Winds are going to be out of the north at 16. That's going to keep us pretty cool all day. Then tonight, much, much cooler than it was yesterday or this morning when you got up. 45 for the overnight low. Winds are going to switch around to the south-southeast at 8. Going to lay down a bunch. And then on tomorrow, 79 for the high. Lots of sunshine. Winds are going to be calm most of the day, picking up out of the south-southwest about 7 to 10 miles an hour as the day progresses. Then tomorrow night, a low of 48, mostly clear, and it's nice to see those winds down in the single digits. I can't complain about that one bit. All right, as we look at the 7-day, you can look, we start to cool off getting into Friday as that cold front with the Canadian air kind of moves through. Look at that, the high is going to be 64. Then we start to warm back up, get into the work week next Monday. Going to be at 80. And look, we're going to be at 38 on Friday. There could be some frost warnings out around the area also. That's a look at the weather. Be back with the markets and Michael after this.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. My guest today, Michael Stewart. He is the Executive Director of the Santa Fe Council, Boy Scouts of America. How are you today?
Fine, Chris.
Good. You look good today. Look at you all dressed up and everything today. All right, you got a couple of things coming up that one kind of feeds into the other, right?
It does.
You got a deal where you're going to honor a businessman or a business leader in Garden City, correct?
We are. We're going to be honoring Scott Taylor of St. Catherine's Hospital. He's their CEO. He's done a remarkable job in the last 11 years of taking an organization from good to great, and has a significant impact on medical care here in western Kansas.
Yeah, they've done a lot of expanding up there with St. Catherine, haven't they?
They have.
Yeah. That baby has come a long ways when it was just a few nuns that had come out here and were traveling around and providing nursing services.
Yeah, that's true.
It's come a long ways. Okay, so what was the big reason the main reason for honoring Scott Taylor?
You know, in scouting, we do a lot of training with young men on how to be good leaders, how to be involved in their community. And we thought it was time that maybe we should introduce what we call the Good Scout Award, where we select a businessman or someone who's made a significant contribution to the community that they're in. And so particularly for Garden, we're going to be honoring Scott on the 9th of November there at the Clarion. And if people are interested in attending, they can just call the Scout office, and we'll be happy to direct them on how to get signed up.
So what is the cost if you want to attend that?
The cost is $75 a ticket, but the proceeds from this are going to help us be able to actually develop some new programs for all of our scouts here in western Kansas.
That's the cool part of the whole deal, isn't it?
Yes, that's the whole purpose behind it.
Now, because Michael and I were talking before we went on the air today, you were talking about, the STEM program, and you actually have had, Boy Scouts of America has had a STEM program for a few years, right?
Yeah, the national organization developed it about 3 years ago. And for the last couple of years, we have worked in partnership with the Air Museum in Liberal to do the robotics program. So a number of our Cub Scouts and Boy Scout participants actually learned a lot about the robotics program and that. And so we're kind of changing gears a little bit, and we're going to kind of start bringing in something new that will really, I think, interest a lot of boys in a different way. And it's essentially we're going to be opening up a drone academy at our camps at Spanish Peaks, as well as Mandan Scout Camp in Ford County. And
you brought an example of the Santa Fe Council Air Force.
I did. We only have one right now, but we're going to use it as a way to be able to train kids to be able to fly those.
Okay. So this thing right here, now it's got 4 little propellers. This one even has a camera on it, and this thing doesn't weigh nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It really doesn't. Yeah. But this seems to be the latest, greatest. This is the latest, greatest. These, you're seeing these drone academies, and we'll be talking with Eddie Estes next week also about, drones being used in agriculture and filmmaking and just search and rescue and all kinds of different applications for these things.
Yes.
So you guys are kind of getting on the bandwagon and offering a drone academy. All right, now tell me how this drone academy thing works. If scouts want to get involved in flying these drones.
We have different camps that occur all throughout the year at those 2 different properties, and so this is just one of the activities that will be offered. People are interested in participating in that. They just need to give us a call. We'll be happy to get them registered in a Cub Scout pack or Scout troop in their area. And our intent is not only being able to offer these at our camps, but as we kind of grow the program, offer the equipment to be able to maybe go into a particular community and work with our local scouts there to do these kinds of programs called BSA Stem, which is really concentrating a lot of efforts on science, technology, engineering, and math. And so what the Boy Scouts have developed is a program that takes a number of the Cub Scout Advancement Awards, as well as the Boy Scout Merit Badges and the Venturing Program, and put them into a program that deals with the STEM elements and being able to really expose them to practical applications. We know a lot of our scouts enjoy flying these just for the fun of it, and so we do it in a controlled environment. And what that really means is that where they're actually flying these is in a very large box, is what it looks like. It has a net that completely surrounds it so that it doesn't go off course, so to speak. And we teach kids just the fundamentals of the particular craft, really lifting off the ground and then hovering and then flying to a particular part and landing in a circle or on a particular item. And so we just train them and show them how to do that.
So they get to have fun while they're learning how to use this thing.
Have a lot of fun, exactly. And you know, some of the things that we've done the last several years with our Boy Scout program here in western Kansas is looking for things like this that really kind of accentuates a boy's experience in scouting. I know we've talked before about the fact that we train boys how to do log rolling because we have a synthetic log that we actually make available that they use in pools or other settings to actually teach boys how to climb up on the log and roll it like you would do 125 years ago.
You know, I would be much better at flying this drone than I would be rolling that log.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you. But yeah, and this one even has a camera on it. And this is a relative, now this is not by no means, you know, the top of the line $2,000 drone. I mean, this one is really pretty affordable, right?
It is. And we've chosen these particular models. We want to give kids the kind of experience to be able to fly, be able to operate the camera at the same time, and just to make the experience a lot more meaningful. Cub Scouts are actually going to fly one just a little bit smaller because it's age appropriate is what's recommended. So there's a little smaller version of that.
Well, it's kind of cool that you have this control. You know, when you say controlled environment, you know, it's like what, a giant batting cage essentially.
That's what it looks like, an oversized batting cage.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so they can fly around and learn to land this thing. And all right, now you got to tell me though. I mean, these kids, kids these days, but you know, they play so many video games and those types of things. I'm guessing their dexterity, it doesn't take them very long to get the hang of this.
You know, a good Cub Scout can pick it up in just a matter of moments. He's flying this thing like an expert. So they're very proficient with their digits.
Well, except you did say, now on your board of directors, you have an ex-Navy pilot.
We do.
And
we do.
He picked this baby up and just took right off, right?
He made it do things I didn't realize that it could do. But obviously, if you're experienced in flying, you can really do a lot of tricks and enjoy that.
When you understand the yaw and all those kind of aspects. Okay, so this is something new. This one even, I'm guessing, lights up. It looks like on the bottom.
It does. That's just part of the safety equipment with that, so that when it's blinking, you know that it's not talking to the controller, but when it blinks solid, then you know that it's hooked up and you can see that it's functioning.
Okay, so
there's a lot of safety things that they've installed in these things.
All right, so you're honoring Scott Taylor on November 9th.
Yes.
Anybody that wants to get tickets to help with the drone program for that can get a hold of the Santa Fe Council office in Garden City.
In Garden City.
Or your local scoutmaster or whomever, right?
Yes.
And they can point you in the right direction. And all that money, a lot of that money is not only going to go to help with the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts and Spanish Peaks and all that kind of stuff, but it's going to help with
directly help that.
Yeah, it's going to help. It's going to help build the Air Force of the Santa Fe Council, right?
That's true.
All right, Michael, this is cool.
Well, Chris, thank you so much.
When you get really good at this, you'll have to come down and you can fly it around here in the studio. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
And stick around. We'll be back with a little bit of sports after this.
Every 16 minutes, someone dies on our nation's highways, resulting in thousands of fatalities a year. You can help stop this tragedy. Buckle up. Buckle up everyone in the vehicle. Wear helmets. Pay attention and reduce distractions. While October 10th is Put the Brakes on Fatalities Day, we need you to think about traffic safety every day. Don't let time run out.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
Out of visiting Butler County Community College, not Butler County, Butler Community College, the Garden City Community College football team has moved up in the National Junior College Athletic Association's rankings 2 spots. Now, they were at number 5. That means they're now at number 3 in the new poll that was released just yesterday. Bronc-Busters are undefeated. And on Saturday, Independence, number 10, and the Dodge City Community College Conquistadors, they overcame a 23-7 deficit to beat the Pirates 37-32. It was their 5th straight win. Dodge City is 5-1 overall, 2-1 in the conference, and they have won their last 3 games by an average of 6.3 points per game. That's not a lot, but you know what? They are ranked number 10 in the country. Dodge City Red Demons beat Wichita Heights Falcons 6-0 with its 11th straight game to maintain its perfect record in boys soccer. So, you know what? Dodge City, Garden City Community College, and the high school soccer teams, you're all doing just pretty fair. All right, let's take a look at our weather before we get out of here. It's 71 degrees. Relative humidity, 25%. Winds are still out of the north-northeast. They've come down a little bit to 15, but they're going to be blowing pretty much all day. Barometric pressure is on the rise. As we look at the 7-day, lots of sunshine through there. Going to cool off, though, on Friday as there's a low moving through. 64 for the high, 38 the overnight low. But going to start warming up. Some are going to try and make a comeback beginning of next week. Make it a good Tuesday, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.